Can you give us a more concrete example of one of your recent exchanges or experiences, so that the followers and viewers can maybe put this into a more
there was a quite impressive example one of my participants of the last trainer certification gave me. So he was doing his first day of seminar of a person that we are going to train. And the participant asked him, he's like, I have a question, because I have a daughter at home, 8-9 years old, and for about years I have troubles with her. It's always the same in the evening. We are struggling with each other. We are shouting at each other, and this is not a good relationship. I do not like it. And he describes the daughter as a person with a high rebel energy, quite spontaneous, shouting out with likes and dislikes. Hey, it's so cool. And then the trainer gave him 3 or 4 tips. So what he's going to do in the evening: just give a high five, forget about content, just play with her. He went at home after the seminar. Next day in the morning, he asked him, how was it? And he said to him, it was so fantastic, because for about years, he had again contact with his daughter.
Wow.
And I must, when I tell the story, I still have, I'm quite touched with it, because this is what PCM is about. And he was not aware of that with just changing a little bit of the inner attitude, with a little bit of different words, gestures, a different contact with the daughter. And now the best thing comes. The daughter said to him, hey, Pa, it's okay if you go to these seminars.
Oh.
So and these are the stories. This is the sense for me why I do this job. You asked me about passion. This is the passion, because PCM in this situation makes a difference.
Okay.
Huh?
No, I'm actually thinking of a scenario that I had recently. I think if I were to give you feedback of how am I hearing it, how it's impacting me, I think we all struggle with communication. I think we all struggle with different personality types. I think we've all said this, maybe the person is just, we don't know what the person just went through the last 15 minutes, where they're coming from, what their mood is, what their home life is like. And I think we're all so focused on communicating what's important to us.
And focus on the content.
Yeah, and we're focused. We always think we're communicating rationally, although most of it's emotional. That we forget to analyze the listener.
Yeah.
Where is the listener?
And the how of the communication.
What kind of feedback am I getting? I'll give you an example. I was recently at a hotel. I'm not going to mention the hotel, although I'm not happy with the hotel. I was unhappy with something. I didn't say anything. And when I was checked out, they gave me an additional charge. And I said, listen, I'll pay the charge, but I just want to let you know, I'm not really happy with the process of how I was booked. I was guaranteed this and this. I was supposed to be guaranteed breakfast twice, okay? Mm-hmm. Although I don't really care about breakfast, but it was told to me twice when I checked in and when I made the reservation. And then they charged me for it extra. And then I said, all I wanted to do as a guest was to tell the receptionist, listen, I want to tell you about how my experience was. Mm-hmm. I don't expect you to give me anything for free, but I do expect you to listen to me, okay? Now, this is me trying to put her into that position, and she did not react to it at all. She started giving me attitude. She said, if you're going to talk to me that way, that's going to be the end of the conversation. And the funny thing is, I used to be on that end as well. I used to also work in hospitality a long time ago, and I learned how to kind of de-stress situations. I don't know if that's the right use of the word. But I caught myself in that position where I said, although she was actually the customer, I was a customer and she was the customer service person, I was actually thinking about how does the customer have to deal with the customer service person so that I get the response that I want. You see it, see it how it's a, and that happens to me a lot of times when I'm talking to a hotline, when I'm talking to the airlines. You kind of have to, psychology and understanding where people come from. And I think Stephen Covey with habit number 5 said, one of the key things to a higher level of collaboration is to understand and then be understood. And that's what you're kind of saying with PCM, is that it helps you maybe shift one gear down, take a bit of a distance, and say, listen, I have something important to say, but what more important than what I have to say is, where's the person that I'm talking to? Yeah. Where are they at? How do I have to deal with them?
It's about the process of communication. It's not about the content.
Yeah.
It's, do I have a connection right now?
Yeah.
I use this example. If you are calling your girlfriend and want to tell her, hey, I love you, babe.
Yeah.
And she's not picking up the phone. So you can tell her 10 times.
Yeah.
And the evening she will say, I did not hear you telling me that you love me.
Yeah.
Because there was no connection.
Yeah.
And we have the same situation with people sitting in front of you or on the phone. And we are not recognizing if the other person is picking up the phone.
Yeah, this is a huge topic.
And this is the difference between PCM and other models, because if I observe the other person, the reaction, I really know, do I have a connection? If I have a connection, I understand which part of the personality is activated, and this I am using to get to continue the contact. Mm-hmm. Second option, I observe the connection and see, hey, we don't have a connection, but again, I know which part of the personality is activated, but I didn't address this part so far. And then I use the right sentence and word and change my communication style, my interaction style, my management style to get back into the context.